Morning. How are we doing? Where's my camera? There it is. Morning all. How are we all doing? Morning Ian, Christian, Mark, Virginia, Bradley, Neo, Gregors. It's time, James, Harold. How are we doing? Happy Monday. Morning, Sarah. Big gap down on the DAX today so far this morning. See where we go, but big gap down, not going anywhere for a few days. So tricky old market, this one at the moment, sideways wise, but we've gapped down into the middle of the what can I draw? There you go. Gap down into the middle of that range forming potentially. So could go either way today. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Morning, everybody else. Stevie, Yotko, Rajiv, how are we doing? Let's quickly cover the news before the market opens. We've got 6 minutes to the open. So today there's no news at all. It's Canadian bank holiday today, and there's no other news scheduled. So nice quiet one today. Normal just FX movement wherever. Morning, Peter. Only other news we've... No, actually, that's it, isn't it, today? I was just going to think there was something else I was going to say about news. Oh, yeah, oil this week. We missed oil last week. Obviously, oil inventories this week. They're potentially going to be, I think, a bigger move this week because we didn't get the oil inventories this week. I've got a feeling we're going to get a big move on that. We'll have a look at oil in a minute, but that's on Wednesday. Anyway, so I'm dotting around the week. So tomorrow morning, claimant counts don't tend to do a massive amount. That's coming out for the pound. We've got Jordan speaking, which could be impactful. We don't normally get Jordan speaking very often, so when there is some kind of movement coming out of the SMB, it's always worth listening to. CPI is the big thing this week, which is tomorrow. So the inflation figures for the US, obviously that's going to be a very big mover. So we need to pay attention to that one tomorrow. Aussie wage price index, and then we've got the UK CPI figure. Now this is I don't quite know what that is all about, but there is no way that has dropped by 2% in a year, surely. I don't know, maybe it has, but that's a big one. So there's a lot of variance potential there. So we might get a big move on Wednesday on the pound. We got PPI and retail for the US dollar as well, and obviously crude. And then it's the unemployment rate for Aussie on Thursday, unemployment claims for the US as well. And then we've got retail for the pound on Friday. So all the news this week is focused around Tuesday to Thursday. So midweek news this week. Over weekend news, we had the PPI come out for the yen, which was all negative. So that would typically be negative yen, don't seem to have had much movement off of it at all, really. If anything, yeah, it's weak. So we have had movement. So it's weak yen. Everything's going up against the yen. But no ADRs yet. So this is the one we got to watch this week. We're getting close. Very close. Very close. We're above that previous high. So, so other than that, there wasn't a lot of other news at all, really, over the weekend. Bit boring. Earthquakes, volcanoes, usual stuff. Happy Diwali yesterday for everybody that was Diwaliing. Morning, Themba. Right, 2 minutes to the open. So looking at the DAX today, movement-wise, where's the DAX gone there? So we're obviously we've pushed up. I've no idea where these indices are going. They don't know where they're going, but we're certainly a little bit more bullish last week than we have been. So, so today we're starting with a gap down. So the obvious play is going to be straight up to do that gap fill. If we do that gap fill, as soon as the gap fill's done, target is going to be either, well, gap fill is yesterday's high, Friday's high, basically. So last week's high is the next target above the gap fill. So that is your upside target. That is upside target 2 if we're going to run long today. That's where we're going to find the resistance. Downside resistance is going to be down at yesterday's low, which is down here, which is all within ADR. So decent amount of flush down to ADR today. And upside, obviously, we've got 2 potential areas coming up, which we're going to hit there. If we break out the highs of the week, obviously we're running basically up into the monthlies. But we still haven't done really a profit take. We've literally just done a flag break on this. So it does look like it wants to go long, I have to say. But certainly not right now. Morning, Kennelly. Morning, Go Trader FX. So we'll see where we go. Market's about to open in 24 seconds. Morning, outro. There we go. Market's open. So we'll see where we go from there. Nice open bang in the middle of the range there. That's nice. See if we can get a decent move to the upside. So TP1 to the upside at 2R for me is the gap fill. So that's quite a nice, easy gap fill. Long on the DAX. So triggered long and immediately pull back. Fair bit of volatility coming in today. Look, good volume today. US indices jittery this morning as well. It's quite a lot of volume coming through the US indices as well. Morning, Evans. Morning, Higosa. Outro. It's cancelled my order again. What's cancelled your order? 1K order again. What broker are you trading with? Something's not right there. It's a prop firm. I want to check. Well, I don't know. Don't know what that is. Whatever that is. A 1K order. That sounds like a default. FTMO. Yeah. Something they're doing. It's FTMO. It's something. It's not happening anywhere else. So it's something to do with FTMO. We've got the same problem with that other broker, that other prop firm. There's another prop firm that keeps pushing out account data at the wrong levels, which means somebody had a problem with it taking stupid lot sizes. It's because the actual account balance and the account balance that it was pushing out into the terminal were different. Nothing you can do. EAs can only work with the data they're given. Got an FTMO account. They do trials, don't they? FTMO. Can't you do free trials with them? Yeah, you can. Yeah, I might do a free trial. See if I can replicate the problem. Probably if you don't get any logging, which doesn't help at all. Okay, long break is underway. Well, sort of. It's sort of trying to make some movement. A bad day on Friday. Had a loss on Friday. That's loss. So yeah, 4.6% loss on Friday, unfortunately, which hurt my month a little bit, but yeah, what can you do? Markets were absolutely lunatic Friday. Just went ballistic. Did not stop. Did not pass go. Did not collect £200. Just went loony. Absolute monster moves on Friday. First ADR moves we've had for a while, actually. So ADR is 1680, 168 points. We did 162 on the DAX. 55 points on the S&P. We did 79. Huge move. So yeah, big days on Friday. We haven't had any for a while. Market suddenly came to life. Oh, this is with the ORB EA, is it? How much am I up last month across the two accounts? I don't know. That was last month. No idea. NASDAQ was wild on Friday. Yeah, it was mental. They're all wild. Everything went loony on Friday. So yeah, NASDAQ we had 40 points basically off of 24. So nearly 200 ADR, 175 ADR on NASDAQ on Friday. Massive moves. Very, very big. Okay, so first 5-minute opening range is in. So there's your 5-minute opening range if you're using the ORB EA. So that'll be your break on the 5-minute. So slight bullish bias, but not really. So basically we made zero progress. So bulls tried to take control, bears pushed them back. So 50-50. Nobody in control so far this morning. I will keep an eye on that over there. We'll have a look at the FX while we're waiting. Market seems to have slowed down a little bit, but I'm just going to pull my my initial TP down ever so slightly. That's the actual gap fill. I mean, it very rarely ever hits the actual gap fill, but it does sometimes. So I'm just putting it down just in case. Could react anywhere around that area at the close, basically. So, but not really getting anywhere at the moment. So we'll come back to that in a minute. ADRs today, we haven't got any yet. Obviously the main movers so far this morning are the yens. So obviously the yen CPI or rather PPI figures dropped the yen slightly. So we're pushing up against the yen across the board. Everything's pushing up against the yen. Other than that, not really a lot of movement anywhere so far this morning, as you can see. So there's no ADRs to look at yet. Obviously, there's no weeklies because it's beginning of Monday, and we haven't had anything hit the monthly ranges yet. So we're coming up on the middle of the month this week, and basically nothing's hit so far. RSIs, there's a couple to look at on the RSIs. Euro yen on the 4-hour has hit to the upside. Again, so we're extended again there. Nice divergence going in on that one. So nice short divergence. Not really had a profit take on that entire move. So that's a week and a half basically of rallying now the Euro yen's had. no pullbacks. So that looks ripe. When that does go, we should be able to get a decent move on that. However, obviously, we really need to keep an eye on that US dollar yen and see where that goes, because there could be an intervention on the cards if it continues to push. So there's a 4-hour RSI extension there. You've also got just about extended on the hourly as well. So nice propulsion targets to the downside as well. So good moves to the downside potentially on that one, but the yen's obviously had negative news this morning, which is going to drive it down. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens with that one. So the other 2 4 hours you've got, there's 3 other ones, but 2 of the other ones are Swiss yen and US yen. So Swiss yen coming up into the monthly resistance. So we might get a bit of a pullback starting there. Euro yen and Swiss yen, obviously very, very similar pairs because Euro and Swiss move together. And then the US dollar yen. So we'll have a look at that one in a sec, because I want to look at that one in more detail. Euro odd. That's also extended on the 4 hour. That's just coming out of extension, actually. So the move started on Friday on that. So it's come off of this resistance, basically, isn't it? So potentially nice pullback. So we've had 2 flag breaks on that. So 2 big, strong moves and a flag break. So this could be part of a 3rd flag break. So just be aware of that. But coming down nicely at the moment. I'm already in this at the moment from the first entry on, I think it was Tuesday last week. Where are we? Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. So that was the first entry on that H1 RSI extension. And then we obviously just flagged, broke up, flagged, broke up. So I got a second entry on Thursday. Didn't quite get a third entry this on Friday because that move was too fast. That was the news. So average is down at ADR basically. So I'm looking for at the moment a pullback into 50% of that second propulsion move, but potentially we could come all the way back down to there. We'll see where we go on that one this week. So US dollar yen. Obviously, the volatility obviously picked up a couple of weeks ago, as you can see. So we had that intervention attempt, second attempt, third attempt, got nowhere. I mean, they're not really attempts, these, are they? That definitely is, but those are more like warning shots, which didn't do anything. Market rallied hard, sold off, higher high, gone in, higher low rather, and now we've put a higher high in, and we've broken that last month's high. So the intervention level from October last year is 152. That's where the proper intervention move went in. So far this morning, or rather overnight, we've had no rumblings from Japan at all. So we would tend to hear something coming before we see it. So we haven't had any news overnight or over the weekend from Japan. So we'll see basically what happens tonight, but we need that to push a little bit further and really upset them. So we're very, 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 very close, and we're getting there today. Look, I think that's well within ADR. Look, I mean, we're literally be there by lunch. So if that continues to weaken, that yen today, we're going to be back above that 152 level, which is really pushing the Japanese to breaking point. So we'll see what happens. I'm really tempted to take a short on it. But not sure whether now is the right time to get in. I want to kind of hear something from Japan first before I sort of get involved in it. But it's nicely extended and embedded, as you can see. So yeah, ready to go. But we'll wait and see. I'm keeping my eyes peeled on this, basically waiting for something to come out of Ueda or Suzuki, just to say we are closely monitoring the FX markets, undesirable movement, blah, blah, blah. So think it's on the cards, but we'll see. Have to wait and see. So there's all your RSIs. There's no ADRs. So there's nothing much to look at this morning, really. It's just kind of business as usual, really. Oil. DAX has just broken or tried to break down to the downside. Not quite got there. So if you're taking the 5-minute opening range today, you've just gone short. And if this is breaking to the downside, I'll be looking for Friday low as a target. Bit tricky to pick any other levels. So what we're basically selling into here is this previous resistance. So this is potentially got the potential to turn into support. If that breaks, there's not really anything you can look at until we get down to that low, really, as an obvious spot. There's a little bit there, which is 1.5 R. So if it does break short today, I will concentrate on yesterday's low or Friday's low as the downside target. Not going anywhere at the moment, though. Look, again, we're either, it seems at the moment we're either stuck or we're going mental. But anyway, so yeah, oil. We've got a gap down on oil today. I triggered my second entry on Friday. This thing's doing my head in. I just want to get out. I want out of oil. I don't want to touch it anymore. It's got the potential to blow my month, this oil move, or rather lack of oil move. So I'm hoping we can hold on in a range here, or just flip-flop around somewhere around here until Wednesday. And I'm hoping Wednesday's oil inventories come out as a negative number, because any reason to give oil a kick, and if we can get something fundamental, i.e. negative oil barrel counts, which should in theory go that way. It obviously doesn't always work that way with oil, but the more I can have on my side, the better. So it's just not going anywhere at the moment, oil. It's just stuck. So this big pink line I've got drawn is this previous low here. Probably easy to look at it on the 4-hour chart. Sorry, yeah, so that low, that previous resistance there, yeah, which is the previous support, resistance, 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 accumulation, support. So that's a very strong level. That's just beyond ADR today. I'm not holding it that long. I'm out there, and I'm out there with another loss, which is going to be a nightmare, but nothing I can do about it. I've totally screwed this up, this oil trade. It's got it really wrong. So it's just going to cost me, unfortunately, but there's nothing I can do about it. So we got a gap up basically there. It's obviously gap down, hedged on the DAX. DAX is going short. So yeah, not a lot I can do with it, really. I'm hoping, as I say, we just flip-flop around. I'm looking for that area to be retested, which is where that TP is for this position here. And that position there, I'm kind of holding at the moment. But if we get to that level by Wednesday, which is about 150 ADR to the upside, which is possible. If we can get there by Wednesday, I will probably take both of those off and reduce, because if those barrel counts come out as positive and the market does decide to tank oil for any reason, I want to be as little lot size as I possibly can on it. So, but we'll see. Not going anywhere. I'm bemused as to why the market is selling oil so hard. I know somebody came up with some post that somebody written with 10 reasons why oil is tanking, but 90% of those were 50-50 shots. Most of the news you see out there when people give analysis, as I do, it's a 50-50 shot. Really have no idea. The market decides where something goes. But when you've got a commodity-based instrument, typically they're driven by supply and demand, and supply and demand is pretty reliable. Yeah. If I've got something and you want it, how much do you want to pay for it? The price goes up, not down. Yeah. We are in restricted supply. We have increased demand. Price is dropping. Just doesn't make sense at the minute for some reason. So, bit of a confusing one, oil, but we'll see. The fact that we've gapped down obviously isn't good either, because gaps tend to get filled, and they tend to get filled within a couple of days, if not the same day. So potentially we could see a move up, but the fact that it's gapped down means there is weakness in the market. So the double-edged sword. Once you get the gap fill, quite often we get the continuation, a la that one there, look. Fill the gap, then run. So obviously today it would be that, but we'll see. So that's oil. All the other pairs that I'm in are just sitting at the moment, not really going anywhere. Aussie US, just in it really at the moment. It's not going anywhere apart from that obviously move that we had last week. But so far, it's got 2 positions on. And all we've done is sit around for 3 days, had one news event, and then sat around again. So no movement there. CAD Swiss, the Swiss francs retraced on its move. So we were looking for that move to be undone on the Swissy. As you can see, I got out of some and banked some profit. I've just scaled back into those moves, basically. So as we've pulled back down again, we've scaled in again. But that was, again, one of those sitting in it for over a week, just waiting for it to decide to do something. So at the moment, we've put in a higher low on Wednesday last week. We've put in another higher low so far, and we've put in a higher high. So structure looks like it is trying to rally. It is trying to go long at the moment. So target for me up at the moment is that propulsion gap to the upside. See how we can get on there. Euro odd. So 2 positions. So, no, 1 position on this one, isn't it? Euro odd. Is that single? No, it's 2. 2 on the Euro odd because my TP is next to the first position. H1 RSI extension there. Second entry taken on Thursday. So average is ADR. There's tons and tons of downside target on this. I'm just targeting middle of the propulsion gap. Euro CAD. First entry on that one. Short from Wednesday last week. Targeting propulsion. So holding this one. Trying to get a decent move out of it because it's very, 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 very range bound at the moment. So just seeing if I can hold that. Again, Canadian dollar. One of the other reasons I'm holding this at the moment is because I'm expecting some oil strength to come through, which will pick the CAD. So that should obviously come down. So, but that's all based on the fact that everything's going to be logical. But at the moment, it's not. Euro New Zealand. I've been stuck in this one for a bit now. So just in a sell at the moment, but I couldn't get out of this exit because I took these 2 off. I had an exit on the entire position there. I didn't take the exit here and regretted it. Went long, took a bit off, which is fine. But yeah, just scaling in short really at the moment. So just waiting for some structure to give me a break to the downside. At the moment, I'm targeting all the way down on these lows. If you look at it longer term, if this is going to be a break to the upside, I was looking for a decent retracement into this support. So I might move my targets back up into propulsion, which is that high there, basically. In fact, I might do that now. Makes sense to do it while I'm talking about it. So targeting top of that propulsion gap, basically. And then obviously if it does rally further and we come back up and retest those highs, I can move up into that gap because the average will go up. And if it continues to go up into the monthly, I'll be scaling in up to there. And obviously we'll just keep moving targets up into propulsion. That's Euro New Zealand and Euro US, just a single at the moment on that one. Short, looking for a decent move, basically down. There's so many targets to the downside. I mean, there's a whole block of buys there. There's another block of buys there. We've obviously got that one there. There's that huge move there. Could go anywhere, this one. No idea what's happening with the US. Tomorrow we're going to find out. When that CPI figure comes out tomorrow afternoon, we're going to know whether or not they are going to be bullish or bearish on it. So we'll see. But that's where I am on that one at the moment. One short. And then obviously oil, which is my main issue. There we go. That's that lot. So DAX is broken down. So targets, yeah, holding down to yesterday's low. See where we go. That's what I'm going to do on that one today. Could do gap fill, but that's a dangerous exit today, I would say. Just going to move my targets, upside targets, to yesterday's, or rather Thursday's high, which is last week's high. So that would be upside target, which is 4R. So I'm going 4R to the upside and 5R to the downside. So just targeting highs, basically. See where we go on that one today. There we go. Anybody else got any other pairs they want to look at? Glad I went down the pub Friday. Yeah, wasn't good. Morning, Ismet. Is that one a pussycat? Streamlabs. What? Is that one a pussycat? Streamlabs. Not sure what you mean. Streamlabs is the streaming software. I don't know what you mean. I can't see a cat anywhere. No. Do you mean its icon? Is that what you're talking about? No idea what that is. Pass. That's all I got for this morning. So yeah, there you go. Not a lot happening. It's a no news day. Nothing much happening on FX. DAX is hedged and breaking down. So there we go. There's your morning. Just got to sit and wait now. Streamlabs, I thought it's those scammers. No, Streamlabs is my streaming software. So basically it puts links out. So it's just putting links out basically for people to go and find out more about stuff. Not a scammer. Right, I'll leave it there today. I'll be back this afternoon at 2:20 for the New York session. There's not a lot really to look at, as I say. It's all about the yen at the moment and whether or not that yen is going to break. So that's my main focus today, is watching oil and watching the yen to see, and it certainly looks like it's going. Look, see if we get that 152 level breached. Because if we do, it's a psychological level. That's all it is. That is the level that the Japanese moved from last time. So it's not, there's nothing specifically clever about it, apart from the fact that it is just where they did it last time. Yeah, but that was the intervention that broke. So it's just a psychological level at the minute. They haven't mentioned anything, which is why I'm not getting in yet. But I suspect you'll find a market reaction there. So watching that like a hawk today, I might be tempted to hit the sell button on it. In fact, I might actually turn the EA on. We are extended on the 4-hour up at the 80 level as well. Look, so there's a lot of reasons to go short on this at the moment. Apart from that move, look, I mean, there's just no profit take whatsoever on that entire week. We just literally ground to the upside. They've just been grinding them down. So I just don't want to miss it. I've been watching it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I just do not want to miss the intervention. But they normally say something about it before they do it. Who knows? Does this always happen every Monday where nothing significant happens in the market? No. Mondays are mixed. They're normally a bit quieter than normal, because there's a lot of banks and institutions will work. First of all, you've got month ends. So there's always 1 week of the month where you've just closed out the monthlies. Yeah. So there's always a quiet week. First week of the month is usually fairly quiet, but also busy because you're starting new positions. But yeah, Mondays are just, they do tend to be a little bit slow. But there's not normally a lot of news. If you look at the calendar, yeah, and you go through week by week, got Bank of Japan news there, but you see there's no other news. We got some CPI there for Euro, but a lot of the time you'll find Monday look dead. Just, I don't know, it's just the way it is. Empire State Manufacturing. We had CPI for New Zealand, but that was actually on Tuesday for New Zealand. That's that time for us, but it's there Tuesday. So, bank holiday. It's just a quiet day. Always is. But that doesn't mean you won't get movement. The market will move when it needs to move. Just because it's a Monday doesn't mean if something happens, they won't do anything. They will do what they need to do. So you would think it's the opposite, wouldn't you? Because you would think because the market's been closed for 2 days, there's a hell of a lot of volume and activity comes in. But yeah, I think all the bankers are still half asleep and getting over their hangovers on Monday morning. I don't have a gap on the DAX. That'll be because your broker data has got 24-hour data probably. Euro yen we've already looked at. Look at it again, but yeah, it's going up. Everything's going up against the yen at the moment. Nicely extended on the hourly. Extended on the 4-hourly. You've got divergence as well. But they are still pushing this yen. I'd be keep your eyes peeled on financial juice. Because they will get Suzuki out of bed and make him say something. Peter, what was that conversation in Telegram about Forex banning people from making profits? I don't know. Just ignore. There's certain people in Telegram at the moment that think they know everything, but don't actually know what they're talking about. So Forex are one of the largest brokers in the world, established for over a decade. They do not ban people from making profits. They're a regulated broker. Yeah, you can't. It's not a prop firm. I think people are getting confused with prop firms and brokers or something. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Forex, they're not a. Years ago, like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe, there was a phase where we had a load of new brokers starting up that were unregulated, and people were putting money into brokers, and there was horror stories where they couldn't get their money back out again because they would do these things where you need this check, you need that check, and then they all disappear and run off with your money. Which is why I've been saying for 3 years since I've been doing this streaming, use a big regulated broker. You won't have a problem. I have withdrawn and deposited hundreds of thousands with Forex with no issue whatsoever. There's nothing wrong with them. I've also done the same with IC Markets, with FXCM, with Acti, with Darwinex, yeah? These guys are big, regulated, international brokers. For someone to say in the Telegram group, they'll ban you from making profits, they don't know what they're talking about. And they're on the verge of being banned from the group, to be honest, because it's just spreading. I don't know. It's a conspiracy theorist, I think. I don't know what it is, but anyway, you can trust Forex. I have no problems. Yeah, I press the withdraw button. I can transfer between accounts. I press the withdraw button. Literally within 24 hours, it's in my bank account. There's nothing wrong with them. So don't panic. If you want to panic. I don't care. To be honest, I get this thing all the time with brokers. People are scared to death to put money into brokerages. And I kind of get it. But if you have a regulated broker, yeah, they are regulated for a reason, to stop them ripping you off. When you get regulated, it costs $250,000 to get regulated, yeah, in one country. You want to get regulated in 10 countries? It's $2.5 million, right? Roughly. Not exactly, but that's what it costs. These people are not setting these businesses up to rip you off. Some brokers are. And if you use an unregulated broker, I won't say you're an idiot, but Jesus, do your research. There's enough of it out there. So anyway, enough said. Brokers. I use Admiral Markets. Yeah, Admiral, good. There's loads of them. Just make sure they're regulated. That's it. Yeah, it's on the bottom of their website. You can check them with whatever country they're in. most of them seem to be Seychelles based, but you've got, if they're in the UK, it's the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority. If in the US, you've got the CFTC. There's tons of regulators. Just check. They've all got licenses. They've all got registers. Yeah, it's like businesses. If you look into any business in the UK, you can go to the government website and search for the business. It gives all their information about their directors, the limited company status, all that sort of stuff. Everything can be checked. People just can't be bothered, I think. And then they get scared because they go with somebody that's offering. And basically, first rule, right? This is a very, very easy rule to remember. Yeah. If you go to a brokerage and that brokerage is offering you deposit 1,000 and we'll give you an extra 500 on top, or some offer like that, run a mile. Yeah. That's what gambling websites do. Yeah. If there's a brokerage offering to give you a price match bonus or something like that, alarm bells should be ringing. If their name is slapped across the side of a Formula One car, you're probably safe. If they sponsor a football team, you're all right. If you've never heard of them, just don't use them. But yeah, I don't know. Confusing conversations, but I don't know. I'm not. If it carries on, I'll knock it all on the head. People know who they are. I've been using Robo, really good so far. Yeah. FTSE looking bullish. I haven't got the FTSE at the moment. I need to get a broker with the FTSE. I don't want to trade the FTSE though at the moment, to be honest. I suppose I could use Darwin-X, couldn't I? Can you go over COTS? And what is the art of the possible? Could I go over the COTS and what is the art of the possible? Is that a book? You mean the COT report? You mean the COT report? I don't know what you mean. The art of the possible. Is that like the art of war? I don't know. The COT, there's not really to say about COT. It's just the commitment of traders report. So it's the institutional positioning on each individual currency. That's all it is. So they're short on it. They're long on it. There's a lot of people shorting the yens at the moment as well. I don't know what you mean, Rajiv. COT report. Yeah, there's not a lot to say, is there? Really, that's the current positioning. Market at the moment is long. I mean, this is just their current positioning. Don't forget, this is long-term positioning. This is your top-down bird's eye view over 3 months of. At the moment, they think the US dollar is going up, and they have done for a while. But it's long-term positioning. So it's not really something that's going to help you intraday in any way, shape, or form. COT is I think COT is much more effective when the market is more driven by fundamentals rather than interest rates. At the moment, we are purely driven by interest rates, it seems. So, is Robo... Chat's disappeared. Is Robo Forex good for trading in indices? Yeah. My broker. This is it. I am on Robo Forex. I am trading the indices. Look at the spread. What other? I mean, spread on the DAX is next to nothing. They're brilliant. That's why I'm using them, because they are very, very, very tight spreads on indices. Commission's good. There's nothing wrong. I mean, the thing with brokers is I swap brokers every few years, because what tends to happen with brokers, when you get off their B book and you get onto their A book, they're not making any money out of you anymore. So you're less of an interest to them. So you tend to start getting things where spreads get a bit wider, or you get a little bit more slippage than normal, or I don't know, things just start to not be as favorable, which is when I tend to switch broker. I had the same thing with Acti. I had over 50k at one point in 2 Axie accounts. And it just got to the point where I was having so many connection problems, data issues, the slippage was getting bigger. I was seeing much wider spreads around news than I was on other brokers. And then you suddenly go, well, this is crap, I'm moving. And then they suddenly go, oh, hang on a minute, we can do this for you. It's like, well, too late, you've screwed me. I'm off. So at the end of the day, you've got to realize what brokers see you as a dollar sign. That's it. When you press the buy or the sell button, they make commission, swap, and spread out of you. Yeah. Their focus is nothing but hitting that buy button. You hit that buy button as many times as you can, because when you do, we make money. That's all they're interested in. If they don't make much money out of you, they lose interest. Simple as that. Their business is to act as a bridge between you and the market. And in the middle of it, they take some money. That's all they want. There was a broker who sponsored a football team who turned out to be a huge scam. Was there? All right, I'll rephrase that. If they are sponsoring a Formula One team or a football team and have been around for a decade, you're probably safe. I don't know. I'm not here to give advice on brokers. I don't know. It's a necessary evil. It's one of those things everybody seems to worry about a lot and you have no control over. I'm one of those people, if I've got no control over it, I'm just not interested. Because there's nothing I can do, is there? I could trial every broker under the sun and then pick the best one because it gives me the best trading conditions. But the week it doesn't give me the best trading conditions, what do you want me to do? Switch again? You know, you can't do anything about it. Brokers are brokers. They're just a pain in the backside. They're a necessary evil in this industry. There's nothing you can do. You cannot directly communicate with the market unless you have a license to do so, in which case then it's cost prohibitive for you to set up as a trader. So you have to use a broker. Just pick one of the worst ones out there, or one of the bad bunch. They're all bad. There isn't a good one. They're all out to get you. How many times have I shown you me getting slipped and spread all over the place? Nothing you can do. I also use eToro. Yeah, eToro are more for stocks than anything. I've never traded with eToro at all. It's one of the ones I've never used, but they're more for stocks than anything, I think. They tout themselves on the TV because they run TV ads in the UK. They tout themselves as a kind of easy place to do stock investing, buy Microsoft shares, all that sort of stuff. You know, I think they're targeting the less experienced people. Yeah, if it's commission free, you can get commission free accounts everywhere. Though all brokers offer commission free accounts. That's why they all have different types of accounts. You can always get a commission free account, but you'll pay in spread. So if you don't pay commission, you pay wider spread. If you do pay commission, you pay lower spread. So you pick the account type that's right for you. Yeah. So if you're scalping on a 5-minute or a 1-minute time frame, you want to pay commission because spread is the thing that will kill you as a trader. If you're trading the hourly and 4-hourly charts, spread has got nothing to do with it, has it? It's irrelevant. If you get a 1 pip spread or a 3 pip spread on an hourly or 4-hourly move, it's nothing. Don't pay a commission. Have 2 accounts, one ECN, no commission, one Prime with commission, and use them for different purposes. But at the end of the day, it doesn't, again, it's such a small thing. I'm interested in the best conditions for the strategy that I'm trading. And this one specifically, it's all about spread. Position trading is all about swaps, as I discovered with the yen. Again, I haven't been in a yen squeeze for a long time. Or it wasn't a squeeze on the yen, was it? It was just a long move. But I haven't been in a long move on the yen for ages. And I forgot what the spreads are like. The swaps, rather. Swaps are just evil. Aussie New Zealand's just hit ADR. Look, we've got an ADR today, everybody. There you go. Monday's not quite, is it? That's New Zealand dollar weakness by the looks of things. New Zealand dollar's dropping. Aussie looks fairly strong. So Aussie, New Zealand, obviously, if you've got New Zealand dropping at the same time the Aussie's rising, you're going to get a bigger move. So ADR hit to the upside, going into propulsion. That's kind of filled that one. So yeah. Something like that. It's coming down at the moment, though, so this could just be a pullback. This is where I was looking for this to come to. I got out of it last Thursday, but that's where I was expecting to get to, back to this propulsion move, which we didn't get to. And it's pushing up now, so could potentially just be pullback. Although it's a big move, isn't it? So, but if you want to get in short, wait for the reverse alert, 5 minutes. Scalp it. It is a scalp play because it's an ADR hit. DAX has just moved up into the highs again, pre-market high. Not going anywhere, is it? IG spread is 1.4 on the DAX, and it does the FTSE, which is 1 on IG. Yeah, I had IG. I had a spread betting account with IG. That was too wide for spreads. So could have a look at them. There's loads. What if your broker is registered in the Seychelles? They're registered in the Seychelles. All brokers, you will find the vast majority of brokers will have multiple businesses. So Alpari, for example, yeah. Alpari is a brokerage, but you have Alpari US, Alpari UK, Alpari. There's another one as well, but there's multiple businesses because they will have different businesses based in different locations to get around certain restrictions. So, for example, if you want my business, Alpari, I'm in the UK. I can only get 1 to 30 leverage with your UK business. However, if you have a Seychelles business who can offer me 150 or 300 or 500 leverage, I would like to sign up with you. Okay, we'll open an office in the Seychelles. We'll be registered by the Seychelles, but they are still Alpari. They will still operate ethically because they are a large international broker. If they decided to rip everybody off with their Seychelles-based business, everybody else would hear about it and Alpari wouldn't get any customers. Yeah, so this is why I say always the safest thing to do is go with a big broker, because a big broker is going to play by the rules because they have to. Yeah, if they don't, they get slapped across the wrist by the regulators. Yeah. But if you want, and this is the thing, if you want leverage, you can't get leverage with your own country most of the time, which is why they have overseas businesses. But keep your deposits small. Don't put all your money in there. I don't. Just keep the money in your bank account. Top it up when you need to. There you go. Look, registered address is in Comoros Union. Where the hell's that? What the hell's the Comoros Union? I've never even heard of it. So that's where they're based. Off of Madagascar. But they've got regulated registered offices everywhere, basically. Same as with my Axie, they're based in Australia, and at the time, Axie UK couldn't give me the leverage I wanted, so they moved me to Australia. Then Australia slammed the leverage, so they moved me from the Axie UK to Axie New Zealand or Axie Australia, I can't remember which it was, and then they moved me to Axie somewhere else. They will move you where they need to move you to keep you. But it's Axie, huge international brokerage. Just don't pick Bob's brokerage that is based in the Isle of Wight and has been trading for 6 months. That's all I would say. Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't know they were based in the Comoros Islands. Is there actually anything there? Let's have a look. Is there a satellite view? Is there actually a popular... Oh my God, look how many people live there. Look. Wow. They've got a stadium and everything. Not a lot though, is it, really? Anyway, I was going, wasn't I, before we started talking about that. So yeah, DAX isn't moving at the moment. So yeah, there we go. It is a little bit louder than it was earlier, so it's not quiet anymore. I had to go to New Zealand to get large leverage because you're in Australia. Yeah, I think that was it. I think it was New Zealand you had to go to because actually Australia, where I was moved to, couldn't anymore. Michael, I'm in the Isle of Wight. Lovely, the Isle of Wight. I'm a sailor, so I've spent a lot of time in Cowes. You like Cowes? Cowes is a place, by the way, not an animal, if you don't know the Isle of Wight. Just checking. I haven't spent a lot of time in Cowes, animal, a lot of time on Cowes, the Isle of Wight. Cowes. Just to clarify that. Right, that's all I've got for you today. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to watch, as I say, that and that. Those are my main focuses today. So I'll be back this afternoon at 2:20 for the US session. I'll update in Telegram if I do anything with the DAX, but at the moment, I'm not really interested unless we get some decent movement. So I'm watching the high from Thursday, watching Friday's low, basically. So if we can get runs down to those levels, they would be good turning points today for exits. So see if we can get there. But at the moment, not really any movement is there. We're sort of almost an hour in. So, all right. So have a good day. Anything you need, let me know. I'll be in Telegram. Other than that, I'll be back this afternoon. And if you're not here this afternoon, we'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:50, same time for the Frankfurt session. Okay. Have a good day.